So thank y'all for coming for this second session. For homework, I gave y'all just some simple interventions, and so we're going to practice that today in this session, if that's okay with y'all.
Yes, that's
Okay.
fine with us.
So we'll start with one speaker and one listener, and just remember, just loving and kind words, kind of affirmations about each other, something that you would like each other to know, and the role for the speaker, just be clear and concise about things that you would like your partner to know about. And then the listener, try not to interrupt. And whenever the speaker is done, then I would need the listener to just convey and repeat, kind of like a mirror exercise. So, get Ms. Lynn to start as the speaker.
Okay. Some things about you that I would really like you to know, that I really admire is that you are really, really a kind person. And when I say kind, I mean you just give and do from your heart. You would help with anything I ask you. You would go out of your way to make me happy or to please me. You just have a real kind heart, and that makes me happy. That you try to make me happy. In return, I'm happy. I think you're so passionate. You know, your heart goes out with whatever you do. You're very passionate about it. You're into it. You know, you just give, and I can feel the passion when you do it. You know, I love that you are very transparent. You know, you gonna tell me what's on your mind, and you try to be clear about it. You try to make it where I understand what you're talking about, and you bring up issues. You ask, how are we doing? How is our relationship today? From a scale of 1 to 10, where are we, with 10 being great? You know, and we talk about those things. You know, we just talk where we feel each other are in the relationship, which is good. You know, that's a good thing to me, being very transparent. You constantly tell me you love me. You constantly give me compliments about how you feel about me, and it means a lot. You know, everybody needs that. I try to do the same as well to you, being transparent and talking about our relationship and our goals, where we would like our relationship to end up, or you know, we just have a goal, a plan, things we want to do and accomplish, and you're well with that. You're well with transparency, you know, communication, and I admire that. Also, you're motivating. You try to motivate me to be the best me. You motivate me to get out and do me, as you call it, which, you know, I like to get out, hang with the girls, you know, from time to time. It's not an every day, every weekend, every week thing, but I do like to do it. And you're motivating. You motivate me to stay encouraged about starting my own business if that's what I want. Working out daily, you know, being healthy, conscious, taking my meds, going to the doctor, whatever it takes. You're motivated. You even will walk with me. You know, whatever I need done, you motivate me to try to keep me encouraged to do it. And that's a good trait I love about you. You're very thoughtful. You think of me when I'm not thinking about me. You think about me when you're away from me all the time. You text, you call, you bring me little gifts, you set up dinner dates. You know, you do things that you think that might make me happy when I'm not asking you to do it. and that makes a difference. That's the thing I feel like makes a relationship stronger. You know, if I don't have to tell you, I need $20 to get my nails done, opposed to you just giving me $100 and go get your nails and feet done. That makes a difference in a person, because I'm not a person that asks. I'm not needy. If you don't just volunteer to give it to me, I'll go without. If I can't get it for myself, I just go without. So you being thoughtful and thinking of me when I don't think of myself, that is just really awesome to me. That's one thing I really love. I don't want to have to ask you every time I need something or I desire something. So your thoughtfulness is very important. Very, very, very important.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. And Mr. Sid, what did you get from that? So let's repeat when all the things that she thinks about you and what she loves about you. What did you get from that?
I don't know, that's a whole lot. She made me feel, I know before I started recalling, she really made me feel, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, that I'm showing up. And I heard her say that she feels like I'm kind, that I'm thoughtful, that I'm transparent. I heard her say that I compliment her a lot. I make her feel like, I make her to help her to, I remind her to do some of the things or motivate her to do some of the things that she needs to do, or that's going to make her happy and feel better, like taking her medicine and exercising and all of that. I heard her say that I take the time and ask about the relationship. Where do you think we are? How do you think we're doing? And I heard her say that I try to do the things that make her happy, and think about things even when she's not thinking about it. I guess that, and they'll consider it that way.
Okay. Do you think that's a good representation of summary?
Well, it is, but some more things that I would really like for him to know that's important to me, and that is that Sid is a leader. He's a leader, and I need a leader in my life. He does the man role well, and he's a man of God. He's anointed, and he helps me spiritually. We do have a spiritual connection, and that also helps a relationship. You gotta have the spirit, and that's a big thing that helps, opposed to love. You gonna have love, but you need the spirit as well. So he's very loving, very, very loving guy, and anointed. So I guess I could sum that up with that, because those things are important to me, that I would like for him to know about himself. And I don't know if I say it all the time, or if I've said it, any of it, but that's what I want you to know.
Okay. And so, as we think about, the issue of why we're coming to this session, sometimes if you see that he is maybe having a bad day, or, you had a problem with his excessive drinking, maybe bringing up some of these things that you have stated to him to, reassure him,
Yeah.
or, to see maybe what's going on. Yeah, to try to incorporate that throughout. Because, sometimes it's easy to do it as an assignment, but if we practice it in our everyday routines, then maybe, he might want to not drink so much, or, or something.
Yeah.
So now we're going to switch the roles, and Mr. said you're going to be the speaker, and Lynn going to listen, and then mirror back on him. So whenever you're ready.
So, I'd like for you to know that you're probably the most authentic, beautiful, kind, and gentle, accommodating woman that I have ever met in my life. You are, when I say you're beautiful, I mean you're beautiful. You're good to look at. I love looking at you.
Oh.
I know. You're supposed to be listening now.
I love looking at you. You're accommodating, because I know I can be anxious. I know sometimes I could probably get on your nerves trying so hard. I know I try a lot to prove to you how much I love you and care about you. That can probably get on your nerves sometimes, but you accommodate me. And I've learned that I've learned that I'm touchy-feely, and it doesn't mean that you're not. You're just not as much as I am. And but I watch how you go out of your way to make me feel loved. You go out of your way to make me feel loved. You accommodate me in huge ways. I like the fact that you speak your mind. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. You're firm. You're firm. So when you stand on something, you stand on it. And I know that I can be the kind of person, I'm gonna try to get around and try to get my way. You always mention that I'm spoiled. Coming up as the youngest one, I know I can act spoiled sometimes. I can want my way. But you love me enough to tell me no when I need to hear no. You love me enough to give me boundaries, and I respect that more than you know. You're very wise. You speak wise things to me. You're very lot of common sense. You look at the world as it is, and you pull meaning out of it and help me to understand a lot of things that's going on in the world, with us, with myself. You challenge me to think about myself. You compliment me. I like it when you tell me I look good, or I smell good, or I'm cute, or I'm groomed. But if I ain't, you let me know. You don't patronize me. You let me know I need to get a haircut, or I need to shave, or you let me know if I am. You won't let me walk around, for lack of better words, and be slouchy. You're gonna make sure I'm looking on myself, and that I'm presentable, and if I got something on my mouth or something, you're gonna, hey, you need to clean that up. And I know sometimes sometimes my reaction may feel like it's agitation, but I really appreciate the fact that you love me enough to make sure that I'm not somewhere looking crazy. Because even when I'm not with you, I'm reminded to check myself, to look in the mirror, you know, look how I'm looking, and that kind of thing. You when you always think about me when you're out and about. If you buy something, you're gonna buy something for me. You're gonna bring me some jeans home or something. You always think about when we get new T-shirts at the church. I don't get to go to church as much as y'all do, but you don't let me get left out. You always make sure I'm signed up for the bus, you know, in case I am off and can ride, or if something's going on. You don't know whether or not my schedule will accommodate it, but you sign me up anyway, just in case I'm off, so that I can be there. And that means a lot to me. You like to eat my food. You make me want to cook. You make me want to cook. You be like, And I like it, you know, when you get in your mood, when you get touchy-feely and you reach out, you grab on me and kiss all over my face, and you want to tickle me and all of that, and you want to bring fun into the room. And I appreciate that. You try to make sure I'm not a couch potato, because I love watching TV, so you'll be like, come on, let's get out. We need to go outside. Let's go somewhere, you know, and we find somewhere to go. You're very adventurous. I know I can be, like I said, I can just sit around and be okay, but you're very adventurous, and you make me want to be adventurous. You make me want to explore. You make me want to experience more in life. And you know, more than anything, you make me want to be better. You make me want to be a better person. And then finally, you know, I don't, you know, when as a retired man of God, you don't put these high expectations on me that I have to be this, that, or the other. You know, the pressure that I had being a pastor for 30-some years, have to watch everything I did, everything I said, where I went, and all that kind of thing. You allow me to just be me. And in my life right now, that's all I want to do, is just be me. And you allow me to be a godly man without having to be a preacher. And that makes a difference for me. You know, it makes a whole lot of difference. And I thank you that you allow me to pray with you and pray over you, and you pray with me and pray over me. I appreciate all of that more than you.
Some good stuff. So, man,
Now, honey,
mirror back.
I don't know about this mirror back, because that was breathtaking. I feel so honored. Thank you. A lot of that I didn't know I did for you, to you, you know.
So let's
Wow.
pick out some key
Some
things that you heard
Well,
from that.
Look, some key things. He said I had a lot of common sense, and I taught him a lot about the world, about himself, about us, which I guess is good to hear. You know, he always tell me about I'm smart and have a lot of wisdom and common sense, and I don't see that. I always say I have to work hard for what I, get. I have to study a book. I can't just read and comprehend. I have to study, but he sees something else in me that I didn't see in me or don't recognize I have in me. He said that
Just take the time to reflect.
I'm just blown away. I think of him all the time. think of him to, I get him something if I go somewhere. If I go out of town or something, I do always think of him and bring him something because I want him to feel, what I feel. And the love, he said about the love. I want him to feel love. I compliment him. I love it when he's looking good and feeling good. So I tell him because I want him to feel it and let him know that I'm looking at him. I'm proud to have him by my side. He may be proud to have me by his side, but I'm even proud to have him by my side. And when we doing a couple things and all of that, yeah, I think my man look good, all cleaned up. He ain't cleaned up right here, but he cleaned up. Yeah, and all groomed and everything. I like that, and he does it himself. It's not like he go out to the barbershop. He his own barber. So yeah, I like it. And what else did you say about me?
I can't tell you.
I don't know. We pray together. He prays over me every day, and I love that. He's more verbal because he speaks.
Right.
I don't speak, but I do pray. And the few times that I lead the prayer, I do, but I prefer him to be the man,
Right.
and him to pray and touch me. And when he's anointing me, it feels good to me. It helps me. I need that, and I appreciate that. I do. What else you said? I can't remember all of it.
And that's okay.
Telepathy in the back.
And that's okay. You picked out the key points that stood out to you. So some of the things that I saw collectively, of course, the love is there. Kindness, the compassion that y'all have for one another, that's there. Y'all both trust each other.
Yeah.
Y'all both, although you're different in some ways, there's a collectiveness also together. Your spirituality is there. Your love for Christ. Not even knowing the background, but just how you love how he's the man in the situation and how he steps up and is the man by providing and taking care. One of the things that he did mention that stood out to me was, although he's a touchy-feely person, eventually you do come to that side. So it's like a compromise that y'all have with one another. And how you compliment him, he compliments you. So although you're two separate people, you come to one. So I say this was overall a good little exercise. And I can't wait to see y'all again. Are there anything else? Anything?
I just want to say, this is real for me, and I know it's real for her as well. I didn't know I was going to be able to just articulate that much. You know what I mean? Until you stop and sit and think about it, you realize what a person is to you, what they are to you, who they are to you. If you never take the time to really just sit down and talk about it, you won't even know that that person sees that much in you, or are observing that much, or that observing.
You don't realize a lot of the value in the relationship.
Yeah.
It's a lot of value in relationships, but it's like a lot of people, the first time they get mad, they quit.
Right.
Or even the 20th time they quit and lose thought of the value of the relationship, what all could be lost, or what all could be gained in the relationship.
Yeah.
So it's good. Therapy is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it could always help you snap back. You know,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let me
Yeah.
get this together.
And like I said earlier,
See what I mean? How wise she can be?
Yeah.
That common sense
Yeah.
ought to just come out.
yeah, as I said earlier, these exercises, although, you know, I gave it as a homework, but they can be used throughout the relationship
Yeah.
to help better the relationship. You can be having a bad day and be like, hey, let's sit down and talk. You know, let's go over some of the positives, you know,
Mhm.
of our relationship. So, yes, again, thank you. I want to thank y'all both for participating, and I will see y'all in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank you for
allowing us to participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.